Welcome back. You're still watching It's a Beautiful Day. This is the Weather HQ segment. Now, the Philippines, with its tropical climate and rich soil, is naturally suited for cacao. Now, in fact, we have started to get recognized globally for our fine flavored beans, something that puts us on the map in the premium chocolate industry. But beyond its agricultural potential, cacao farming is also a growing business. Whether you're a landowner, an aspiring entrepreneur, or someone looking to diversify your income, cacao presents an exciting avenue. And today, we're excited to hear from someone who has taken that path very successfully. Joining us via Zoom is Lala Uradnik, the owner of Crave Cacao Orchard. Good morning, Lala. It's a beautiful day. Thank you so much for joining us.
Hi, good morning, Sir Paolo, at sa mga taga-subaybay nitong program.
Lala, sa Facebook profile mo, it says here, career in my 20s, family and motherhood in my 30s, and now cacao farmer and chocolate maker in my 40s. First of all, you don't look like you're in your 40s, but let's talk about yung journey po ninyo. What made you decide to become a chocolate maker, a cacao farmer later on in your life?
Yes, so even though nag-venture ako sa professional career being IT, when I came back kasi dito sa Bicol, by the way, I'm here in Camarines Sur, Bicol right now. I grew up here, and kahit nung bata pa ako, talagang marami na ditong cacao and tablea. But when I moved out, nag-aral, nagtrabaho, I came back and sadly, wala na akong nabibiling tablea. Talagang nagkikrave ako lagi, lalo na pag Christmas tradition na namin yun, na umiinom ng tablea, amoy tsokolate sa loob ng bahay. But recently, wala nang nagtatanim, wala nang nagpa-process, wala nang mabili. So that inspired me na ano kaya mag-start ako ng farming, mag-move ako into being a farmer, magtanim ako ng cacao, and I produce cacao beans na gagawin ko mismo ng mga tsokolate. And ganun nga yung ginawa ko. And not just the traditional tablea, ni-level up ko naman, we use local ingredients, lalo na yung pili, kasi maraming pili dito sa amin sa Bicol. I incorporated it with my chocolates. Pati sili, kasi alam naman natin ng mga Bicolano mahilig sa maaanghang.
Opo.
In-improve ko at inaral ko yung mga paggawa ng tsokolate, at eto na kami ngayon dito sa Crave Cacao.
Grabe. If I'm not mistaken, ma'am, 4 hectares, 2,500 cacao trees sa Crave. Paano ka po nagsimula? Ano po ang background ninyo? Do you actually have an agricultural background po? Because if I'm not mistaken, IT po yung sinabi nyo kanina, if your previous career.
Ay, oo. Actually, wala akong hands-on experience sa farming. Growing up, although may mga land area naman kami, my family has been really into farming, like rice farming or sa coconut farming. Pero ako, physically, wala akong hands-on experience. So, ginawa ko, nag-aral talaga ako. I researched hours and hours of research, training sa mga marurunong na. And I attended government-sponsored trainings or kahit mga private trainings para mabuo talaga yung knowledge ko about farming in general and specifically about cacao farming. Kasi mahirap mag-venture into something na wala kang alam, We spend time, effort, money, lalo na sa pag-start ng isang business. Agriculture is also a kind of business. So we have to treat it as such. We need to plan, we need to study. And kahit na in-execute na natin, we go through a lot of mistakes then. So we learn from it and then we improve. So ganun yung ginawa ko dito sa Crave Cacao.
Well, Crave Cacao, it feels very experiential po yung vibe, yung interaction with the potential customers po ninyo. Can you tell us a bit more about yung concept po ninyo sa Crave? It's not just a farm. It's somewhere you can actually enjoy and learn about yung proseso and actually taste it literal farm to table.
Oo, talagang gusto ko kasi hands-on experience. Ako, mas natututo ako when I do hands-on compared sa yung nakaupo ka, tapos nakikinig ka, na nanonood ka ng mga presentations sa screen, nakaupo ka sa air-conditioned room. For me, farming should be hands-on talaga. Well, you still have that classroom training, kumbaga. But what's more important is when you actually do it yourself. Sabi ko nga sa mga trainees, dapat hindi kayo aalis dito sa farm na hindi kayo pinagpapawisan, hindi kayo maputik, hindi madumi yung kamay mo. That's the proof na talagang natuto kayo. Kasi when I tell them, when you go back to your farms, dapat marunong na kayo. Iba po kasi yung knowledge mo lang na narinig mo or nakita mo sa screen. And then when you do it on your own sa farm nyo, minsan hindi na marunong or hindi na alam kung anong gagawin. So I make sure na when the students or the farmers that I teach in our farm, aalis sila na marunong na sila.
Ma'am Lala, we're looking at some of the footage you sent in, and I am hungrier than I should be at the moment. But when you take a look at the quality of the chocolates produced by Crave, syempre, I'm sure you're your own harshest critic. How would you describe yung level of chocolates that we have here in the Philippines, particularly yung mga kuha natin sa Crave?
Yes. Well, for the Philippines, the cacao beans is truly a fine flavor. Alam mo, ang cacao gets its flavor from many factors. Isa na dun yung terroir or the climate and the soil that we have here in the Philippines. Ang ibang lasa ng mga cacao in other places in the world are iba-iba. So tayo dito sa Pilipinas, may unique flavor tayo. Here in my farm in Camarines Sur, ang flavor profile namin is on the fruity floral notes. So pag mga ma-experience na mga taster, yung mga tao na magaling maglasa ng mga flavors, they can actually taste that. We produce limited ingredient chocolates kasi we make craft chocolate. When we say that, yan talaga yung maingat na ginawa, and by hand, by an artisan, by a craft maker. So once we harvest the cacao beans, it goes through post-harvest processing, andyan yung fermentation and drying. And only after that, the dried cacao beans can now be processed into chocolate. Ngayon, marami na namang stages na pinagdadaanan yan, and each step requires a true skill of an artisan. So dadaan yan sa roasting, sa grinding, and then it goes through refining. We refine our chocolate for at least 24 to 48 hours. Minsan, umaabot pa yan ng 72 hours hanggang sa ma-achieve namin yung proper fineness. Yung once na kinain ng chocolate, magme-melt sa mouth mo at wala kang mararamdaman na mga parang buha-buhangin. And then it also develops the flavor through the conching process. And then after we finish the processing kanyan, saka na namin yan tina-temper and mold yung mga iba-iba ng mga molds with the designs na makikita natin, parang chocolate bars or chocolate candies. So we enjoy actually making these, and we are very proud na nakakagawa tayo niyan dito sa Pilipinas. Alam mo, through the years, dekada na, lagi kong naririnig, pasalubong, imported chocolate. Sanay na sanay tayong Pilipino on patronizing and eating imported chocolates. But now, Filipinos, ang dami ng mga chocolate makers using Philippine cacao beans who can actually process craft chocolate na at par sa mga imported chocolates. And may I say, even better, kasi it's our own cacao beans. It's very fresh because we've harvested it from our farms, and we use only very minimal ingredients. We don't add artificial flavors.
Yeah.
We don't add preservatives. We don't add any oils. Other chocolate makers would add oils to dilute it. Kami talagang yung pure cacao beans only, which has the cacao butter. So yun ang nagpapasarap sa ating Philippine craft chocolate.
Grabe. Ms. Lala, sorry, I have to cut you off there because, again, nagugutom na ako. But at the same time, we're also running out of time. But before I let you go po, because I want to talk about yung business aspect of Crave and, of course, the Philippine chocolate industry. We had a chocolatier here recently na sinabi niya po na kulang yung production ng cacao to meet the demand here dito sa Philippine market. Sa palagay niyo ba, that is the space that you can take advantage of considering po that yung quality ng Philippine cacao, not just from Kamsur, but also from the Davao region in particular, are actually of a certain quality. And of course, would you encourage mga prospective business owners or prospective agriculturists to explore yung space ng cacao production?
Yes, we have very, very low supply of cacao beans at napakataas ng demand, not just locally, but internationally as well. Philippines is a net importer. We only produce one-fourth of what we consume, kaya import tayo ng import ng cacao products. So this is a very good problem, actually, an opportunity for farmers, landowners, or those who want to venture into agriculture to start cacao farming kasi yung market andyan na eh. The worldwide population keeps increasing and people all over the world loves chocolate. Kaya yung market for cacao will never end. Pataas lang ng pataas. So I am inviting farmers like me, mga farm owners to start cacao, to plant cacao. Anyways, in 2 years alone, magsa-start na siyang mag-produce and it can give you fruit unlimited all year round. And through latest technology, forever, guys, natawag na may forever sa cacao na hindi mo kailangan magtanim na magtanim. You can just do grafting and you will keep producing fruit in even 100 years. So possible siya and magandang business opportunity, added income from our farmers.
Well, that is great to hear, Lala, that love may not be forever, but cacao is. Maraming salamat, Lala. We really appreciate you. If you don't mind, do send us a bit of Crave chocolates here dito po sa Maynila. Maraming salamat po. Thank you so much
Thank
for
you.
joining us.
Thank you.